Here we go then. We've got 8 kilometers on the plan for today, easy pace, and while we're out I'm going to be discussing would I and should you ever miss one of the runs on your training plan. So we'll cover that topic as we go. We've got a yellow warning for wind at the moment, although it is a fairly toasty 9 or 10 degrees. The river's not looking too deep. I've started planning all my routes now, so they start just after I've inspected the river. That seems to be mandatory at the start of every run at the moment. So let's get going. So let's get to the point quickly and answer the question of whether I would ever miss a run off of my training plan. The short answer is yes, but only with good reason, which we'll cover a bit further into the run. My top priority with the training is to get through the 24-week plan without getting injured, so I can be there on the start line having got through the majority of the training and not broken myself, not have any major niggles outstanding, and not have had to miss big chunks of the training due to injuries. Of course, in an ideal world I would carry out every single run and strength training session on the plan exactly as written, get to the end of it having done all the work 100%. But what do you think are the chances of that happening over a 24-week training plan? Given my previous experience, I'd say slim to none. So although that is the end goal, we have to be realistic about these things. The way I'm looking at it is, if I can manage to get in 90% of the runs on the plan, then that would be fantastic, and I'm sure that would be good enough to give me good results on race day. If we look at the other situation that could occur, and one which I could still blunder into by accident, I might find that I feel an injury or a niggle developing, and I don't recognise the fact that it's maybe turning into a serious injury, and I don't take action at the right time by resting if I need to, missing a couple of runs if I need to, then I could be in a situation where I'm taken out for 2 weeks and miss all of those runs, and then have to build up after having had 2 weeks off. So that would be a massive setback, and one which I'm hoping to avoid. Looking at the total number of runs throughout the entire plan, there are 122 altogether. So if I was to miss 12 of those runs by being cautious and avoiding injuries developing to the point where they're a big problem, then that's still 90% of the runs done. So in effect I've got 12 runs that I could miss for good reason and still have a great result. Obviously I don't want to see that 12 run cushion as something I can just use up willy-nilly and yeah, just aim for missing 12 runs. That's the complete opposite of what I'm trying to do, but it's just good to know that if a situation arises where taking a rest is the right thing to do, I'm not instantly going to be deflated because I've missed 1 or 2 runs. I know I've got that cushion there, but the goal's still to hit 100% of them, no doubt. The kind of weather we've got today doesn't help with motivation when it's really windy, pretty cold, raining at the moment. On some days going for a run would be the last thing you want to do, but thankfully I've not been struggling for motivation too much. Felt a little bit like I needed to push myself yesterday on the second 5k run in a row, but it didn't take me long to turn that round, and there was no danger of me actually missing the run. I just needed to push myself. But yeah, almost all the time I've got to run on the plan, and that's what I'm going to be doing, there's zero doubt. So motivation's not an issue, but there are always things that test you, the weather being one of them. One upcoming challenge I do have when it comes to sticking to the plan is Christmas Day. of course the plan itself is written to start and end at any point. So Christmas Day just happens to fall on the first day of week 5 of the plan, which calls for an 8k steady run and strength training. Now, given that I'll be at my in-laws' house with the family in the Christmas mood, and just popping out for an 8k run and then doing some strength training might seem a bit non-festive, then yeah, I just need to decide whether I can work that into the day in a point where it's not going to cause any disruption for the family. And what I've also done, given that I won't have access to my own gym at home, I've been looking at a video by a very successful local ultra runner and coach. So he's got a video about strength training for runners, and particularly helpful for ultra runners. And there's just 5 exercises there that don't need any equipment. So I had a bit of a practice run through those last night, and that's probably what I'll be carrying out on Christmas Day. It'll only take 10 or 15 minutes to do those. That's it then, guys. 8k at easy pace done. Averaged about 6:52 per kilometre, so managed to keep it in the right range. My watch told me the training effect was base, so I think that's the goal. And then tomorrow I've just got strength training on the plan, so no running. So that'll be a nice easy day as part of this recovery week. Tomorrow is also my last day at work until the new year, so I'll have 10 consecutive days without having to work, which will be nice. I'll focus on my running. For one thing, I just need to get that Christmas Day session sorted out, or at least decide what I'm doing with it, and then it should be easy peasy for the rest of the week. Fingers crossed anyway. So hope you can join me then. If you do want to subscribe to my channel, it is free. Just press the button and watch the subscriber count go up by 1. Thanks again, guys. See you soon.